Hey lads, welcome to a short update for the Restoration Shaman talents. As the season goes on, we're getting more gear. You probably are close maybe to getting your 4 set, and you're also close to losing your old 4 set, which gave us a lot of crit when Cloudburst was down, which was basically all the time. So based on this, I am going to make a few changes to my talents, and I discussed these talents that you see right now on the screen in a separate video. You can find a link to that video in the description of this video and into the cards as well. But now that we're losing the crit and we're getting the new 4 set piece bonus, which by the way doesn't do much in M+, but it's there, right? There are a few changes that we need to make. So the first thing that loses a lot of value right now is the Ancestral Awakening. Having less crit means that you're getting less value from this, and we're also casting a lot of chain heals, so that means less Riptides and less healing surges, so the value is greatly diminished from this talent. So what we can do is we can just delete those 2 points, but we still need to get to High Tide over here. So I'm going to take Primordial Wave instead, which is just 1 point instead of 2 in the Ancestral Awakening. Then of course we need the Tidebringer and we need the High Tide. So here we are left with 1 point, and we just got an extra little cooldown that we can use every now and then in the form of Primordial Wave, which also spreads Riptides, which helps the 4-piece set bonus and gives us more synergies with spamming the chain heals on a Riptide targets. Now, the extra point you can put whatever you'd like, but what I'm thinking to do is I'm going to drop Downpour as well, because as we know, this is a very situational cooldown, which has some usages in the dungeon, but this is not your go-to button, and sometimes, especially if you have a lot of range, you might go a whole dungeon without even pressing that button, right? So we can get this point away as well, and then we can get Mana Tide. And below that, we can get Spirit's Walk Tide of Totem, which makes it so your chain heals and healing waves are quite effective once you drop the Mana Tide. So this does a couple of things. First, into the longer fights and spamming a lot of chain heals, you actually have a little mana back cooldown that you can press every now and then. And second, you actually get a second healing CD on top of the Primordial Wave by spamming some extra chain heals in that 10-second window period. This is actually pretty good because there are a lot of fights right now which have a sustained damage, ticking aura damage, third boss in Halls of Infusion, second boss in Vortex Pinnacle, etc. And you actually need more and more cooldowns for these fights, right? You actually want to have something pop there almost all the time. So the more cooldowns you have, the better. So we're basically killing 2 rabbits with 1 stone here, because we get some mana back and we also get a small healing CD. So we're basically replacing Downpour with Primordial Wave, and we're getting this small benefit because Ancestral Awakening is not going to do that much healing anyway. So this is what I'm going to be running with. Let me know what you think in the comments below. You can also find this build in the comment section of this video. And of course, more stuff is coming up on the channel for Restoration Shaman, and not only, so feel free to subscribe. See you in the next video, and good luck in your keys until then.